Did you know that a staggering majority of people with diabetes will experience some form of neuropathy? It's a shocking but actual fact. This statistic underscores the important need to understand diabetic neuropathy. This disorder, which results from prolonged high blood sugar levels, affects millions worldwide. It's more than just a statistic. It's about actual individuals and it's about comprehending the disease, managing it, and, most significantly, avoiding it. But what exactly is diabetic neuropathy? I hear you ask. Well, it's a term that describes a group of nerve disorders caused by diabetes. To understand it fully, let's take a step back and examine how our bodies function. Our bodies are made up of an intricate network of nerves, all intricately connected, transmitting signals from one part of the body to another. This system is like a highly efficient messaging system, ensuring everything works harmoniously. But when diabetes enters the picture, this system can be disrupted. We invite you to subscribe and click the bell button to stay informed about diabetes insights. We appreciate your support. Now, when we talk about diabetes, we're referring to a condition in which the body either doesn't produce enough insulin or can't use it effectively. This makes blood sugar levels go up, which can hurt the nerves. Imagine the nerves as delicate wires and the high blood sugar levels as corrosive acid. Over time, the acid can wear down the cables, impairing their ability to transmit messages. This is essentially what happens in diabetic neuropathy. High blood sugar levels can cause damage to the nerves, along with various symptoms and issues. These complications can manifest differently depending on which nerves are affected. If the damage occurs in the nerves of the legs and feet, you might experience tingling, numbness, or pain. If the nerves in your digestive system are affected, you might have nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. In severe cases, if the nerves that control your heart and blood vessels get damaged, it could lead to heart rate or blood pressure changes. But here's the thing. Diabetic neuropathy doesn't discriminate. It can affect any body part, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. That's why it's so important to manage blood sugar levels and keep diabetes under control. As you can see, diabetic neuropathy is not just a single condition, but a group of nerve disorders caused by diabetes. It's a complex issue, but by understanding it better, we can take steps towards managing it effectively and improving the quality of life for those living with this condition. But how can someone tell if they have diabetic neuropathy? What are the symptoms and types? Let's delve into this and take a closer look. Diabetic neuropathy often begins with a change in sensation in certain body parts. Many people report numbness or tingling, usually described as pins and needles. Some may experience a heightened sense of pain, a condition known as hyperalgesia, or an increased sensitivity to touch called allodynia. Others may notice a loss of balance and coordination. These symptoms can come and go or gradually worsen over time. However, the symptoms one experiences largely depend on the type of diabetic neuropathy they have. And yes, there are different types. Let's go over the 4 main types of diabetic neuropathy. First, we have peripheral neuropathy, which is the most common form. It primarily affects the feet, legs, and, in some cases, the hands and arms. Symptoms can include not being able to feel things as well, such as numbness or not feeling pain or changes in temperature, feeling pins and needles or burning, having sharp pains or cramps, and being very sensitive to touch. Foot ulcers, infections, and bone and joint pain can occur in severe cases. Next, we have autonomic neuropathy. This type impacts the autonomic nerves that manage your heart, stomach, intestines, bladder, sex organs, and eyes. Symptoms can include changes in digestion, bowel and bladder function, sexual response, and perspiration. It can also affect the nerves in the lungs and eyes. Then, there's proximal neuropathy, also known as diabetic amyotrophy. This type primarily affects the nerves in your thighs, hips, buttocks, or legs. Symptoms are usually on one side of the body but may spread to the other. This includes intense pain in the hip, thigh, or buttock, along with weak and shrinking thigh muscles. Lastly, we have focal neuropathy, which can strike at any nerve in the body, causing sudden weakness or pain. Depending on the affected nerve, symptoms could range from severe pain in certain parts of the body to problems with your eyesight or even paralysis on one side of your face, known as Bell's palsy. It's important to remember that not everyone with diabetic neuropathy will have the same symptoms. The symptoms vary based on the kind of neuropathy and which nerves are involved. It's also possible to have more than one type of diabetic neuropathy at a time. What can we do at home to manage diabetic neuropathy? The answer lies in a straightforward activity: regular exercise. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. We do not suggest running a marathon or lifting heavy weights when discussing exercising for neuropathy. No, it's all about simple, easy-to-do exercises that can help improve nerve function and reduce discomfort. So, let's talk about hand exercises. Why hands, you ask? Hands are one of the areas most affected by neuropathy, and keeping them active can significantly help manage your condition. You can do these exercises while watching TV, reading a book, or even during long Zoom meetings. Exercise 1. Shoulder roll. An excellent way to begin is by doing shoulder rolls. Lift your shoulders towards your ears, then move them back and down, rolling them in a circle. Repeat this 10 to 15 times. This movement may not affect your nerves much, but it's important because all the nerves that go to your arm and hand start in your neck. Doing these rolls helps move your shoulders and increases blood flow to the area. Exercise 2. Finger bends. It's as simple as it sounds. Start by holding your hand out flat. Then, bend your fingers at the middle joints and straighten them back out. Repeat this 10 times. This helps improve joint mobility and alleviates stiffness. Exercise 3. Pressure sensation. Start by pressing your thumb firmly against your index finger. Then, open your hand. Next, press your thumb against your middle finger and open your hand again. Continue this pattern with your ring finger and then your little finger, opening your hand each time. Repeat this process 5 times with each hand. You can do it one hand at a time or with both hands together. Exercise 4. Wrist waves. Start by doing movements that resemble a hula dance with your wrist or arm, waving them back and forth. This might feel gentle and not intense for some, but it's an excellent way to improve flexibility. Some people might find their joints stiff, so these simple waving motions are great for moving joints. Exercise 5. The wrist flex. Extend your arm, keeping your hand in line with your arm. Gently bend your wrist up and down. Do this 10 times. This exercise helps increase flexibility and reduces wrist pain. Exercise 6. The fist maker. Again, simple yet effective. Begin with your hand open and fingers extended. Slowly, curl your fingers into a fist, then uncurl them back to the starting position. Do this 10 times. This exercise strengthens your hand muscles and enhances your grip. Exercise 7. Arm stretches. Hold your arm straight out before you with your palm facing down. You can rest your elbow on a support if needed. With your other hand, gently pull your fingers toward you, keeping your elbow straight. You should feel a stretch along the underside of your forearm. Hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds. This will stretch the top of your forearm. Hold this position for another 5 to 10 seconds. Repeat each stretch 5 times, switching between them. After finishing with one arm, switch to the other and do the same. Exercise 8. The hand squeeze. This one is simple yet effective. Just squeeze a stress ball or a small towel in your hand, hold it for a few seconds, then release. Do this 10 times. Exercise 9. Using elastic band. Put a small elastic band around your fingers and slowly spread your fingers apart against the band's resistance until you feel a good stretch. Hold it there momentarily, then slowly let your fingers come back together. Repeat this movement 5 to 10 times, depending on what feels comfortable for you. After that, switch to your other hand and do the same. Exercise 10. Finger massage. Pinching it with the thumb and finger of your other hand. Slowly draw the pressure downwards towards your wrist before releasing the pinch, and then repeat the movement on the ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. You can repeat this process 2 or 3 times before switching to the other hand. Remember that it's also worth resting your hands on your knees or shaking before switching to a new hand exercise to see if you can feel the difference between the two hands. To recap, we've learned about diabetic neuropathy, its causes, symptoms, types, and some simple hand exercises to manage it. Knowledge is power. Understanding this condition is the first step towards effective management. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful diabetes insights. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.